Hey everybody, Psychosaurus is here. Welcome back to Ancient Pass Online. And today I want to talk about something like very specific strategy that I dare to say has become quite huge, like throughout the Celeste years. Like that I dare to say this strategy would have got so many buffs throughout the years, and I just did not realize it, but at least like the latest changes, like I could dare to say, have made this like super powerful strategy, that even like 5-star quests are no problem. And that's the range dev balls. Now, when I talk about range dev balls, I mean like, hey, your army composition is made of only ranged units, and when you have the full army, you practically kill anything from distance that gets too close, and if you need to, you just kite them back, and yeah, you just kill them before they get near you. So when I talk about range dev balls, and I decided to make this like 2 parts video. So in this video, it's gonna be about classic range dev ball, and then the next one will be about the Celeste dev ball, so you can actually compare the difference between the two like situations. Like I'm not saying like, hey, it's necessarily bad that they got in some degree buffed, but hey, I dare to say it has become like super powerful, especially like some units are like stupidly overpowered, and I dare to say a lot of the arrow users became like really powerful because of the goddamn piercing frost arrows, but we'll get to that next time. So yes, so one way would be like, hey, you have full army of ranged units, which is what I call the range dev ball. Then the other way would be like, hey, you would use the ranged units as a backline to some of your front line. So as an example, you would use like hoplites with Gastra's backline or Toxodes backline. Sometimes, hey, you can replace it with siege, but yeah, we're not going to talk about siege in this one. It's mainly about ranged. So yeah, other would be like Sparabaras with the Persian bowmen or Takabaras, and like it could be like Celts like longswordsmen, champions with the bowman backline, and then you could find something similar in other civs as well. But yeah, that would be like the examples of backline. So yeah, the range dev ball. Now, there are like very specific units that could have done it before, and I dare to say it would work very well in like easier quests. Like if you try this in some like repeatable elite, whatever, because it will be very easy for you to use it, to be honest. Like you don't need the best gear, you can always like check the stores, get the maximum range bow, maximum range arrows, and you'll be pretty okay, like repeatables definitely, elites probably depends, but not gonna guarantee everything. But yeah, even legendary quests can be done quite easily with the right build, and like I said, you don't need the best advisors either, so it can be completely fine. So if I talk about the classic range dev ball, which units would I think with my today's experience, which I would consider to be really good range dev ball? So number one, definitely I have to mention Gastraphetes. This video I'm gonna use Gastraphetes, the classic build. So yes, you will see how that would work. The other that comes to my mind would be like chariots, so Babylonian chariots, Egyptian chariots. Those would work well, although they would not have like that huge damage, huge range, so you would have to take some damage with them. And I dare to say that would work completely fine. Even like some more challenging quests can work with these 2 units without their advisors. And yeah, war chariots would work as well, but back in the day, yeah, that damage was pretty trash, so it wouldn't work that well against buildings and your standard units. Yeah, so depending on this, you would just build your range units with either range, full damage, or you would go like HP and damage, So it would depend, of course. You would have to combine maybe even movement speed, so they run away a lot better. Now there would be like some advisors, of course, to use. Now the most typical one I dare to say would be Guyana H2, because there would be nothing else better than Guyana back in the day, because you would have like Timor that would give you like 15% train time reduction for your ranged units, which would be like, who cares, you know? And then you would have your typical economy, defensive advisors, you know. I'm trying to think, like Doom Nordics would be really good for your gold income, but once you have the ranged dev ball, usually you don't lose that many ranged units, so Doom Nordics wouldn't be that needed. But hey, he would help you to build up your your economy pretty fast. But still, like having Guyana to increase that range would be very nice in that build. And then of course the line of sight would help a little bit as well to avoid the dangers. And what else would be there? Let's see. Claytos with cheaper armor attacks. Not that necessary because, hey, usually ranged units die pretty fast, but in case of like the chariots, it would be nice to get your upgrades faster. But hey, since you won't be spending too many resources, it would be fine, you know, without Claytos as well. And anything else? I dare to say everything else would be like okay to use. But let's be honest, Guyana would be just the dominant one because of the range and line of sight. For H3 you would have like two options, which would be the old Cosmas for the snare, or Onesiphorus if you needed to rush the Golden Age, which would be the case for Gastras, for example. You go really fast into Golden Age to get access to the Gastras, and at the same time you would use like H4 Boudica to get your passive resource income, so passive stone, passive gold and wood, and then it would just help you build up your army faster, and at the same time as you would get the passive stone income, you would get also the armor upgrades over time. But yeah, honestly, for Cosmos would be the two, and I dare to say nothing else comes to my mind that would be like seriously affecting your ranged units in H3. So yeah, those two would be your top choice. Now, as I said, Onesiphorus if you needed to rush Golden Age. Cosmos would be also fine, which I dare to say would be really good with the chariot. So you like attack the enemy ranged units, you snare them, slowing them down by 20%, and if you need to kite them, you just kite them, you know? You have the advantage of the speed because of Cosmos. And of course H4, as I mentioned, Boudica for the passive resource income, that would be very nice. And the other option would be Agamemnon, just for the health and damage buff. Now there would be of course some Civ specific advisors, but for the generic ones there is nothing really else unless you wanted to combine them with Timo, get some Palintonons and destroy the buildings faster with Palintonons. Now obviously a lot of quests forbid Palintonons these days, so that's kind of unfortunate, but yeah, I dare to say in a lot of ranged dev balls you just get the Palintonons to like supplement the damage against buildings, and instead your ranged units would use like Cosmos to make sure they kill the enemy units before they reach you. And for the Civ specific ones I'm just gonna mention, so there would be the Ptolemies right here for the Greeks, which would be right here, but I dare to say he was pretty damn bad back in the day. What he did was actually he granted your Toxotes and Gastraphetes 30% infantry armor. Infantry armor on a ranged unit that's supposed to kill the infantry units. You know, I'm not sure how you feel about it, but let's be honest, if they just kill the ranged units before they reach them, Ptolemies was pretty much useless, okay? So I dare to say he was pretty bad. Then there would be also, I forgot to mention, the Elephant Archers. That would be also pretty good ranged dev ball. Pretty usable, and with their high HP it wouldn't be that bad. But their advisors like had used to only reduce the gold cost, and that would be it. So not a huge buff, to be honest. So it would still be better to use like Agamemnon instead. And then Egyptians would also have Set, the chariot advisor. That would grant them movement speed, so yeah, some kind of like replacement for Cosmos. And since they are chariots, they get the stable upgrades. They would move fast naturally, so extra movement speed for them would make sense, you know. So you would like replace Cosmos to get this advisor, but at the same time you could use Cosma since H3 you had like almost no other options, and since you're playing as Egyptians, you would have strong economy because of Priestess of Ra. So I had to say you would just use Cosmas and then H4, whatever, you know. Like you could still go to movement speed, but at the same time, Agamemnon was still an option. And yeah, as I mentioned, the build would be like damage, maximum range for a typical range dev ball of Gastras, let's say, and then you would have like, you know, like trying to combine maybe range, some damage, and then also some health on top of it, which in my opinion works pretty well with the elephant archers and the chariot archers if you try to combine them. So chariot range makes perfect sense, some of course damage, so they kill the targets as soon as possible, and having some health in case they take damage, since their range was shorter than, let's say, Gastras, it would make sense, you know. And yeah, I don't think there's anything else needed to mention, so we can get to the quest and see how the classic build works in quests like Alfheim. And since Alfheim has 6 days cooldown, yes, the next video will have to come out next week once the Alfheim is off cooldown. So let's get into it. So I decided, yes, the advisors, you saw them, so Irene, Guyana, Onesiphorus, and Boudica. And then for the gear for the unit, I decided to go with the bands that would be like available and somewhat easy to get at the same time, because like getting the high vizier cloth armor would be pretty hard. So I decided to go with the Memphis cloth armor instead. A lot easier to get from Moes. Then it would be the Actaeon's arrows from the Cyprus legendary store. Or did I switch it? I don't remember if I switch it. I might have switched it. Wait. I don't remember if I used the Actaeon or the Delian Perceptor, because those two arrows would make perfect sense to use. One being the better with damage, the other one granting you more range, so whichever one you choose. And since Delian Perceptor is a lot cheaper, like 11,000 coins, still a lot, you know, but nothing like too hard to get. So it's totally possible to get those arrows if you know what to farm. And since, you know, like rotations are available these days, and you can also like, so you can earn extra coin from those, you know, it shouldn't be that hard to get enough coins to get your build. Like Delian bow, Delian arrows, and you have like a lot of range already just because of that. Okay, come on, let's get more upgrades. And then yeah, since I'm going Gastras, I will have to use like their specific belly bow instead. And then the final soldier's gear is the Ramses gauntlets, which is the epic version of the Master Assassins. Which is not that huge difference, so I was like wondering whether I should even like replace it in the first place, but I decided yes, let's do it. Okay, let's get you over here, let's get the market. Now unfortunately, like, Boudica's got buffed, so she grants twice as many resources, but I dare to say it's not like such a huge deal. Hopefully, like, yeah, it helps, but it's not like the biggest deal of all. Like, there are definitely like worse changes, I dare to say, than Boudica granting 2 resources extra per second. Like, it's not that bad. And of course, I didn't want to like keep changing gear among all the units and buildings, so I'll be using like whatever I have on those, because changing it all is just so annoying, you know, and the inventory is very limited, so like trying to change everything, oof, you don't want to do that, okay? Anyway, we need more. I need house. Get the house. Okay, like this. There you go. And anything else needed to say? Yeah, let's just say the current range dev walls are just so powerful, you know. And I'll talk about them like in the next video, so you can get the whole picture. But yeah, I want to show like the Gastras, what they used to be like back in the day, and then I will show you what they are like right now, like how huge difference it actually is, you know. Okay, let's get these. You can get more houses. And then you can get the archery range. Let's get... Okay, you're going here. No problem. Yeah, like seriously, I'm not joking when I say that range dev balls got super buffed like throughout the time. You'll see like how much damage they deal suddenly, like not only against units but like especially against buildings. Like with Gastras, this will be like such a huge difference. Okay, what else? Do I need more wood? I don't think so. I need some gold. Right, we should build this. Get this. Yeah, okay. Let me close something. Okay. Yeah. Like, right now I need to wait for the golden age. Luckily that's why we have Gastraphetes to help us a little bit. So let's get the wheelbarrow for now. I can do it like this. You continue building houses. Excellent. I need 600 gold, pretty please. Let's get these for now. Should I start getting those upgrades? Those can wait. I need the gold. And upgrades, of course. Yeah, so why did I choose Gastras? Because that was like the one unit where I feel like I can still get like, you know, the classic experience to some degree. So I was like, yeah, that's probably gonna be the best unit to show it. And also like it is one of those units that got like super buffed, especially after the latest advisory work. Okay, let's get the armory here. Can get this and this, why not? Let's get all the upgrades that we need. I have pretty much all the caravans I need, and here we go, Burica's popping in. So now we get all the resources. Just need this. So yeah, you can see pretty fast golden age. Where are we in? Like 7 minutes in. Pretty fast with Gastraphetes, Burica kicking in to get our resources. There's the dog. Let's get the champion and another upgrade. Yeah, Burica definitely helps here right now, but you could say like, hey, I have like 2 villages less on all the resources right now. That's probably the best thing I can describe her effect right now. But of course, she's just gonna be passively like super powerful no matter what. But whatever, we can survive that. Like it's not like just because I have Burica I'm gonna win because of that. She's rather like, yeah, let's get there faster. Okay, definitely need the Greek fire. So which one did I use? Oh yeah, Delian. Okay, so I have the huge range. getting there. Okay, you guys can build my TCs, whatever. And then we can get extra gold. Okay, upgrade, there we go. Okay, we take this. You're annoying me, that's all you do. So what's your range? 43, that's really good, you know. Okay, since I have a lot of food, I can sell that. And we don't... Do we care about stone? I don't think we care about stone. We can leave that to Boudica right now. Okay. Build a watch post, whatever. You know what? I should get some stone. Get some extra wood. Still building. Will be soon. But we are pretty much ready to go. So let's attack. So this is not the highest damage. Definitely not. Since I would have to use like Actaon. But yeah, I have some crit chance. So it's not that bad. The belly bow is the Zeus Lightning, which is like the Master Hunter, but a little bit better damage output because it offers damage and crit chance. So you have a chance to burst down the enemy units. Okay, there you go. And see, like, it works just fine, you know? Like, once you have enough of them, the damage is there. See, just the damage, you kite them. You might lose some, but that's okay, you know? That's okay if you lose some. Main thing is kill them. Okay, just to make sure this does not suddenly get attacked by some random units. Notice how much damage the Gastras do to the tower, you know? Okay, let's get some of these upgrades. Remember to press the stop hotkey so they actually start attacking. And remember, one of the best things about Gastras is the instant attack animation. So you just stop them, they attack immediately, you can immediately move them. Like, I see people like complaining Gastras being too slow. That's actually an illusion, because you actually have one big advantage with Gastras, and that's they attack immediately. So when they attack, you can move them. It's not a problem. So while they seem like having low movement speed of 5 only, they actually can keep going constantly, unlike any other ranged unit. Like a lot of the other ranged units, and I just say most of them, will just have to stop and attack. You know, you have to stop and attack, and they will stand because they have to like pull the string on the bow to actually attack. Okay, let's do this. Look at the damage to the tower, okay? I just wanna make... It's very important to see that, because I'm gonna mention it in the next video a lot, like how much crazier the damage actually is in the Celeste, like huge difference. This is fine, Budokai is working. And if anything, we can always buy some extra wood if needed. Okay, you guys are done. You guys are done. I think I can survive this. I dare to say, like, you could probably delete the caravans as well. But I'm just gonna keep them for now until I get some extra gold. But yeah, it's pretty possible. Passive stone income, very nice. You can just get your armor upgrades over time. Okay, let's split ya. We break the walls and keep going. And see, very powerful, you know, and that's not like the best stuff you can get right now, you know. Okay, let's move a little bit away. Do this, excellent, and we can keep going. Look at that, keep going, you know. Stop and attack, stop and attack. See, Gastras are very powerful. Like I see people complaining, Gastras are bad. No, they're so goddamn powerful. If you know just how to use them, it's actually insane how good the unit can become. Let's get these upgrades. And it's not even that hard to use them, you know, like I don't know what's the problem with people not using Gastras. Like Gastras are so powerful units. Such powerful units, you know, like okay, I lose one, so what? Okay, break everything. I should get this last upgrade, and that should... Yeah, whatever, skirmisher. Yeah, like, very few ranged units could have become so powerful to, like, do the ranged level, like, just fine on their own, you know? Usually you would need some frontline to, like, get them the job done, you know? Because they wouldn't get enough power or, like, this kind of ability with the instant attack to, like, keep going, you know? And especially with the high bonus against infantry. Remember, they have 3 times bonus versus infantry, so like killing infantry units is super easy with Gastras. Which easily reduces the enemy army size, you know, like just look at the damage to throwing axemen, you know. Okay, damage. Thank you very much. Like this. Yeah, extra bonus against the navy, like 25%, whatever. It's It's not much, but it helps. And we can keep going. This, thank you. Let's go. Let's keep going. Okay, towers. See, very easy, you know, like, no problem. Long range really helping with the larger number of units, you know. It's easier to get them all attack instead of like trying to get too close, take some damage. Like Gastras sure are too pop, but because of that, like, yeah, you don't have like too many units that you need to get too close, you know. And they just get the range. Alright, where's my last one? Let's break the TCs. Okay. Remember to press the stop key so they actually just spread properly and attack units when they get too close, like this. It's a nice trick you can always use with ranged units in general. And again, just remember how much damage I'm doing to the buildings right now, you know? Because you will see like how much goddamn love like these ranged death balls got throughout the years, especially recently. Like, I dare to say since like the release of piercing frost arrows, you know, you will see like that huge difference. Okay, come on. And we can kill this camp real fast. Because Gastra's bonus versus infantry is huge. And we can go. Okay, better check this area, just in case. Cannot allow them to rebuild anything. We have enough range so against the tower, so we can just get closer. And look how long it takes to take down the tower, you know. 11,000 health. But I have like over 90 units. So you can tell it's a lot easier, a lot faster to clear the units than the buildings right now. Tower, and then we can go. And you can see like the biggest weakness for the ranged dev balls in general would be actually destroying buildings, you know, that would be the biggest weakness. As buildings just have so much armor against pierce damage. Like look at this, you know, you see like 11,000 health on this gate. But because of the armor, I need to do 5 times the amount. I need to do 50,000 damage to this thing. And just look at my damage, you know? Okay, I do 50% more, which is like 110. Per second, and if I have almost like 100 units, you know, that means it will take me 5 seconds to get through the gate, but just... that's the amount of damage I can do, you know, with these Gastras. Okay. You can get closer, come on. Do I have a lot of line of sight? I do. I don't remember what's the range of this general. Upgraded walls, just in case. Because it's gonna take a while to get through all those fortresses. Oof. Excellent. He can attack me. There it is, whatever. There you go. No longer needed to worry about him. Keep going. Okay, destroy the archery range. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Let's just put them back here before I can actually move there. Let's kill those Rhapsodes. It's gonna take a while to just break one fortress, you know. So annoying. At least I can split it here a little bit. There's probably another TC there. Yeah. Sometimes they build it there. Okay, excellent. Let's put different group. Alrighty then. Just do it. Okay. It's fine. I need something to defend here a little bit better. Okay, let's take the camps. We were supposed to kill them. Come on. But this is fine, we can live with that. Okay, sure, it's a little bit annoying to get more units to the front because they are slower in this case. But a lot easier with chariots, you know, like replacing your units. I should probably like delete the caravans now. Okay. But let me build a tower there. Because I don't want to see them. Building some deposits there, you know. All good. You can see it's taking me already longer than 30 minutes. Just try to see like how long it will take me next time, you know? How much difference it will be when I am gonna destroy those buildings a lot faster. You will see like the huge difference like that happened. Okay, closer, thank you. Okay, let's build some watch posts. Wait, where are you going? And this is still one of those annoying things about ranged units, like they go into melee range when they destroy walls. And this is one of those annoying things as well, like randomly destroying my ready to be constructed structures. Okay, finally, like, you can see, like, I need to do a lot of damage to these buildings, you know, like, there's a lot of them. And it's really needed to mention that, you know, like, because they will point out the huge difference, like, Gastras back in the day and Gastras now, you know. Okay, let's take it through here. We don't want to deal with the fortresses now. And even against units, you know, like, it will be so obvious. And sure, I don't have, like, the best gear, like, yeah, I would have, like, high vizier, but, like, getting level 29 epic high vizier would be so annoying. Back in the day, since you would have to, like, farm it through either Creed, and I don't even think you can get level 29 there, so the only other option would be Skirmish. And if you watch my Skirmish video recently, then you know, like, farming Skirmish is a lot more annoying than anything else, as those heroes are just not great. Okay, one dog down. Yeah, whatever. Just do it already. I don't know where he's going, but okay. Free base to take. Second dog down. Excellent. Yeah, I don't know what's your problem, what you're doing over there. Your base is about to die. But I guess you don't care. Man, just so much HP, you know. This would be like one of the reasons why ranged death balls wouldn't be so popular, you know, like doing enough damage on their own. You would just need those Palinterons, you know. Just like 27,000 right there, 11,000 right there, then the walls, like another 11,000, like, just imagine you need to do all the damage like this. It will be just taking so forever, and you can see, like, it took me forever to get here. And why? Because all the building damage, you know. Okay, let's take care of the rest. We don't care. So yeah, overall, you can see Gastra's classic still work even in some of the more difficult quests. Of course, yeah, a little bit. Like, yeah, I have the better gear on the other units, but still, the main unit is the Gastra, and if the Gastra is not strong enough, then what's the point of having everything else, you know? Yeah, whatever. Okay, let's take the... Let's take the treasure camps, whatever. Yeah, shoot him. There you go. Easy enough. So yeah, Gastra's very powerful, even like, you know, not the best gear, you know, like, yeah, sure, I have good Zeus right here. Dillian you can buy. Memphis, I don't even know how good this is, to be honest. Maybe I got lucky, I don't remember. This one is like pretty meh Ramses, you know, like pretty bad damage. Cost is there, health, like who cares, you know. You know, it's nice when they take like 3 hits instead of 2 hits, you know, from the whatever units attacks them, but still, like, you don't really want them to take the damage anyway. But hey, if you have Boudica, hey, easy to replace, you know. Okay, let's clear this. Don't be afraid to get a little bit closer if you know the towers don't have that huge range. Same goes for the fortress, you know. Let's clear those. Okay, where's the villager? There you are, excellent. Yeah, let's take care of this, take the last camp, and we are out of here. But yeah, you see how Gastras would work, you know, back in the day, like long range, like this would be one way. You could always use the Actaon for a little bit more damage, losing a little bit of range, like not a huge difference, you know, like with Actaon you would see 42 instead of 43. Whatever, you know, it's not a big deal, damage would be slightly better, so it would be up to your preference at the moment, whether you prefer the range or the damage output. I dare to say the damage output will be slightly better because of the buildings, but whatever. It's such a small difference, you will probably never notice it that much, but it doesn't hurt, you know. Okay, fire. One more. Thank you. Finally. So yeah, if you want to see, like, you know, classic, like, let's say chariots, like Egyptian chariots, Babylonian chariots, I could go with those as well, probably. Although in that case it might be a little bit difficult. Like, I can think of like Egyptian chariots, how to like do it, how to make it so it's very similar. But like Babylonian, I don't even know if I could make that happen, because their champion upgrades got changed. So in that case it would be like, yeah, they're already different, so it's not the same, you know. But Egyptian chariots, hey, if you want to see like Egyptian chariots, we can do those, you know. I can always do those as well, like classic, you know. Sure, definitely would consider them weaker than Gastras, but whatever. Here, Alfheim rewards. Very nice, whatever.
Let's get to work.
I don't have inventory space. That's so annoying. Coins, nice. So that is enough. Excellent. And it's a sword. It's a sword. And then whatever. So yes, this would be the classic Gastras. And yes, the next time you can look forward to today's Gastras, what you can do with Celeste. Like, especially once the winter event comes, getting those piercing frost arrows for yourself. If they will be available, of course. You will see like how strong Gastras can become suddenly, you know. Now I have to think. Should I just make it like same build, just change the arrows and the advisors? Maybe I'll do it that way, you know, that could be interesting. That feels like a lot more interesting, just what one single arrow can do, and then the advisors, and you will see like how strong they are right now. Yeah, I'll think about it. I would rather show the full power, but I guess this would make more sense. We'll see. I guess that might be something I do. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Ranged death balls back in the day. Dare to say some of them used to work pretty well, and definitely would be viable for some easier quests. For legendary quests, that would first of all depend on the quest, because if you would go with this like to Marian, you know, those ballistas would hurt, you know, and it would take a while to get there. Sarisophoroi would be there, you know, like a lot of Sarisophoroi, so dealing with those would be like pretty challenging back in the day. So like doing like Marion would be like one of those examples where it might not be the best, but I dare to say it might still work to some degree. But yeah, you can see like in some difficult legendary quests it can still work. Like against Norse, I dare to say against Norse, like Gastras work really well, and like ranged death balls in general work pretty well. Since like Norse, yeah, what do they really have? They have the skirmishers and raiders, and usually those die pretty fast. You know, they don't have the survivability, they just have some okay damage. Raiders are more like about their quantity rather than the quality. But yeah, that's one good way to use the ranged death balls. Like even if you don't have the best gear right now, it still works in against the Norse units, you know. But yeah, remember how much damage I dealt to the buildings, because that was definitely the biggest pain in the butt to deal with. You know, it would take forever to destroy those, and then you will see like next time like how much different it is. Anyway, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed this. Press the like button, make sure to leave a comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye!